First, I have the founder and CEO of FourScore, Matt Brashear.
Thanks, sir. That's not me, but I wish it was because he's a pretty cool dude. My name is Matt Brashear. I'm the founder and CEO of FourScore. FourScore is helping voters connect with candidates. We're also helping candidates connect with voters. Sounds pretty simple, and it really is, but I'll show you how it works. Before we do that, let me tell you, 519,660 elected officials in the United States. This translates to about 40 people representing each and every one of you. This goes from the president down to the dog catcher. If I asked you guys to name all 40 of these people, I probably wouldn't see too many hands come up, and you wouldn't be alone. Very few people can name many, about 4 in total. This is the problem we're solving. This is how we do it. The candidate and the voter take the survey. Once they're finished with the survey, they're presented with a list of their candidates. Those candidates are matched based on a match score. The voter picks the candidates they want to vote for. They select how they want to get their list, email, text message, print it at home, and then they're off to the polls. It's really that simple. We'll even show you how to get there. Now for the candidates, they have a different set of obstacles. They've got to figure out 3 things to run an effective and efficient campaign. They need to understand which voters are going to be voting, what's going to drive them to vote for you, and ultimately who their supporters, non-supporters, and undecided voters are. To do this, we give them 3 powerful tools. The first being a FourScore profile page. This allows voters to connect with the candidates directly, dive into their campaign, look at how they answered their survey, and really understand those candidates. The second is an insight page. This gives them the opportunity, the candidates, to see what their community is saying at large. They get the macro view. They can see what is trending in my community. Where do I need to be focused? And most importantly, we give them the opportunity to contact and connect with voters individually based on the issues that they have identified as being most important. We give them 4 different platforms to do this on: Facebook, email, direct mail, and even on the phone. Once they do that, once they select that, they'll come in and identify their target audience. They can make this as broad or as specific as they like, from the gender all the way down to how they answered specific questions on their survey. From this point, they craft their message, they upload their images, set their budgets, put it in motion, and they can watch the analytics come in real time. Folks, this is how campaigns are won. This is how campaigns stretch every dollar that they have. Our mission at FourScore is to inform voters, increase voter turnout as a result, and decrease the amount of money it takes to run a campaign. This one is especially important. If we can do this, we allow the candidates to stop focusing on the big money and the lobbyists and start focusing back on the community where they truly want to be focused. Real quick, this is my team. These are the people that are making it happen. We're doing big things. There's a few of them here tonight. If you find one of them, grab them, shake their hand, give them a hug. We're changing politics in this country forever. Thank you. Questions? Love to answer some questions. Yeah.
I love that. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So politicians are really good about telling you what they are planning to do, kind of giving you their plan for governance. But once they're elected, sometimes they don't do what they say. So does your app have any kind of accountability where you can kind of look back and look at their score and see if they've followed up?
It does. It's a great question. So every time a candidate answers or fills out a survey or answers a question on one of these surveys, that answer is cataloged and archived, and each voter, each user can see how they answered that question. So if they're flip-flopping all over the place, they're going to be able to see that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What plans do you have to kind of deal with voter apathy? Because I would imagine it's very easy for someone to fill out a survey just because, it's a survey,
Sure.
but actually transitioning that to try to get more civic engagement.
Right. So our ability to engage and follow up with voters after they've used this platform is tremendous. I mean, we're going to have the ability to reach them on social media, email. We'll send them a letter, and so will the candidates. My hope is that we're able to transform voter apathy into voter activism.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
What is your business model? So do the campaigners and the political candidates then pay you?
Right. So how do we monetize it, right? This is the good question. It's free, first of all, for the voters. It's actually free for the candidates. The only part we charge for is that engagement piece right there at the end. Every time we get an engagement, we charge a few Lincoln pennies, and we hope for a lot of Lincoln pennies.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
In terms of going to market, how are you doing that with the candidates, and how are you getting everybody involved? It's a lot of people.
Right.
Are you starting geographically at once? Seems like you're launching nationally all at once. So just
Right. Well, I would love to launch nationally all at once. Unfortunately, we can't. We're limited in terms of marketing and our own reach. With that, we're launching a beta this summer in a couple key beta markets, and then if all goes well and we're able to flush out any of the bugs that we find, we'll roll it out. I'm hoping to about 10 more states by November. And then 2018, we have some ambitious goals to be nationwide.
Have you thought about voter bias in the sense of people filling this out, maybe biased towards one side, and having a situation where you can actually take it based on who their friends are, and seeing how if you can multiply the effects of just getting one person, so we don't have to worry about having each person fill it out. You can multiply your factor and effect. That way we don't have to worry about doing it individually.
Right. So what you're suggesting is if my friend takes a survey and they're matched with Abe Lincoln, maybe they too are matched with Abe Lincoln. There's actually a couple people out there with that exact model. I don't particularly enjoy it because I feel like it's groupthink. And what we found in our own market research, and quite startlingly, is that people are beautifully unique. They truly are. I mean, if we could poll everybody in this room, I guarantee you we could paint a picture that was unique with every single one of us. And so I'm hesitant to say, just because you like it, therefore I must like it. And so we haven't really adopted that model. But I understand exactly what you're saying, and it's a great way to compound and scale real quickly. I don't know. There's a couple of people with hands up here. So. Yes, sir.
I just had a real quick question. It's kind of along the same lines. Have you ever seen the world's smallest quiz that no matter what you do, you always come out a libertarian?
Oh.
Well, my question is, it's a thing. You can go search. I mean,
Yeah.
My question is, what measures do you have in place on the quiz making that is making sure you're not funneling people to a certain point of view? Because that's a big problem with polling.
No, you're absolutely right. And surveys and quizzes and these sorts of things, it's not just somebody coming up with some work. You're right. It's not just coming up with some questions, because you will inadvertently interject your own biases, which is very fascinating to me. You will, without even wanting to, you will interject your own biases into questions. And so what we've done is we've sourced many different political analysts, people that are supposed to be able to look at these types of things analytically, and sourced up to 8, I believe, total people that have built this survey, and then sent that survey back through that churn. And what we've come out with is something pretty astounding. Thank you. That's a good question. Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. This guy's been having his hand up here. Where are you? Okay.
So question, so obviously you got 40 different representatives, and you got...
No!
I started, I get to finish, right?
Almost had it.
Get with me afterwards. I appreciate it.
Good job. That was great.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
I wonder if